Okay, so a lot of people have asked us to show them how to make this bread. So I've assembled here a few things to demonstrate how you do a bread without an oven in the bush. So the first thing you need is some plain flour, some containers, cup, the bowl, stirring spoon, and you're going to need some yeast, dry yeast, any yeast will do, some salt and some sugar, and maybe some powdered milk, which I keep in this tin here. So here we go. First thing is something around 2 cups of flour. 2 cups of flour look like. Now this is a half a litre cup. Then you add some yeast. So it's about 6 grams. I reckon it's about that. Can you see that?
Yeah.
It's kind of not quite a handful. And you dig a hole in your flour and you sprinkle it in there like that. And you get some salt, and again something about 4 or 5 grams for that much flour. Sprinkle that in there. Sugar. I use raw sugar. Just use a pinch of sugar. So it's there, pinch of sugar. Right. And last but not least, or maybe it is the least, we use some Devondale powdered milk. And one of these little spoons, or maybe a little bit more, is two little scoops. Next thing to do is to mix everything together using this spoon. So you just mix it dry. Now actually, this is going to be a big bread because I think I never used the cup, so I think it's actually 1.5 cups. 1.5 cups of flour. But this will be okay. We can take a bit out and make some flatbread. So I should have said warm water. So you put the water in this hole in the flour and you start stirring. Can I get you to hold the bowl, please? Hold the bowl from moving. Thank you. Kids, they play all these games on the iPads and iPhones, and then when you ask them to do something in reality, they wouldn't have a clue. They just wouldn't know how to look after themselves. Can't even put their socks on. So we stir the water into the flour, or the flour into the water. Something like that. Keep at it until you get the final consistency. And we'll have a look at that when we've achieved it. What I've had to do is I've taken some of the dough out, stir running, and I've put some more flour in, because the consistency should be something like that. Well, this is not quite finished. Got to get all this flour into it off the sides. But it should be quite a wet dough, not a dry dough. It should be a dough that cannot be handled by hand because it's too sticky. In other words, it's quite a sticky, wet dough. And I'll take another shot to show you at the end of this. So this is the consistency. It's like that, sticky but not wet. Show you what I mean. Like that. So it can be almost poured with a little bit of help with a spoon. And that's pretty much it. The dough is ready to be put into a couple of frying pans, as I'll show you, and left to rise. So here we go. We're going to put it in the frying pan in a minute. Okay, so here we go. Lightly oiled frying pan. You just step back a bit now. Step back a bit. That's it. That. And we're going to pour the contents of the bowl, in other words all the dough, and pour the dough into the frying pan. Doing this with my left hand. You can see it's quite sticky, and that's pretty much it. You just leave it there. You don't have to pat it down or do anything with it. Just leave it.
Sticky.
And we're going to warm it up on the stove.
The dough is sticky.
Sticky dough, yep.
Why is
We've got the dough in the frying pan, and another frying pan over here the same size, also oiled, and that's going to serve as a cover, exactly covering the bottom frying pan, like that. So that will facilitate turning it over as well. So that's pretty much it. Well, the first thing is, though, you're going to get the burner going and warm up the bottom frying pan, top frying pan, put them together, and then I'll show you how we leave it to rise. Got the flame going, just put that on there to warm it up. Close this window, can't have any drafts. So you warmed it up for a few seconds, maybe 15-20 seconds. So the bottom frying pan is starting to get warm. And that's how you're going to keep it going until the dough rises. I'll show you what I mean. Covered up, I mean. So you warm up what's going to be the upper frying pan. So essentially just warm up the frying pan so the dough can rise quickly. It's pretty hot. Just put that on the top, as I said before. Now these frying pans are getting a bit old, but if you get a couple of new ones that fit exactly together, you won't have much trouble. I also use this big hammer. Well, you can use something heavy on top like this hammer to keep things covered and in place, something like that. Then what I do is, just by experience, I turn the flame down to that, very low, and I keep the frying pans not close to the flame to get the dough cooking, but just to keep it warming. The heat spreads throughout the pan. So that's what the whole contraption looks like on the stove. Got the flame, got the two frying pans, dough in the bottom, warming. And I'll show you how the dough looks like when it's risen. Getting back to the bread, still warming up, or warming, rising, and after a while it should have flattened out. There we go, so it's evening out. So we keep warming it up. I'll keep it quite warm by putting it on the flame for about 20 seconds or so. And then taking it off again, keeping in mind that distance from the flame. Make sure the lid is on properly. rise. Let's just wait. Back to this. Let's have a look.
Daddy.
You have a look at. So you can see the dough is filling up the bottom pan. So we're almost
No,
at a point
don't
of.
go there.
What? I'm doing a movie here. Be quiet, you. So we almost at a point where we can start cooking, but not quite. Let it go beyond the rim a little bit, so you're going to need a hammer or something to hold it down. So the next time we won't be opening it. So another 10 minutes or so. We'll just start cooking and I'll show you how we do that. And that's where the noise is coming from. Okay, so we're ready to put this right on the stove. And the flames should be just
Don't go there.
on
Don't go there.
probably the lowest setting before it goes out, and then a fraction higher. And then we put the bread right in the center. Check the center, it's about there. And the first interval is about 20 minutes at that heat. Okay, so 20 minutes. 20 minutes is gone. So here we go. Take this off. Pretty hot. And we're going to turn it over. Gina, you hold it so you can see how we're going to turn over the bread, okay? Just there, over here. So we grab the two handles. You got it? And we just spin it over and put it back on the flames. Did you get that shot? Okay, so we can get closer now and show them what it looks like. After 20 minutes, there. Looks pretty good, huh? And we cook the next side for 15 minutes. So it goes 12-15. No need for the hammer weight, but I just keep it on there for the warmth. There. So we're halfway there. After another 15 minutes, take the weight off, spin it around, and there we go. You can have a look at that side. So we're right on track. The next time it's 10 minutes, or thereabouts. 7 minutes. We don't need the weight. Okay, so the third 10 minutes. Turn over. That's what it looks like. It's done on that side. So we just have 5 to 7 minutes on this side and we're all finished. I'll lebang you in a minute. This is the little tacker. Lebang. Lebang. Throw away. What? Throw away. What? Throw. Uh-huh. Wow. 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 Get his tinty. Wow. Done. I hope. So we're gonna open it up. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's a bit dark, but that's fine. It's cooked. So we just dip it out here on a cloth. Can you take a picture of that? Yeah. So we just dip out the bread there and let it cool down a bit. Cook something else for that. All right. So take a close up. That's that side. We turn it over. It's pretty hot. Spin it over, and you can see it's cooked. I like to have it on that side. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to cut this bread and show you what it looks like. steaming hot. Pretty good. There you go. Bread perfection.
Let go.
Enjoy.